What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. Yesterday was a good day. I had the Knicks minus 130 and relatively easy winner. Also got to cash my Knicks to win the Eastern Conference plus 325. So yesterday was a pretty good day for myself. 29 and I think it's 29 and 30, 29 and 13 right now as far as what we've been doing in the NBA and basketball in general in 2026 after that futures cash um, plus 93.5 units. So things are going well as far as on the hardwood for myself. Veno, I don't know why I can't remember what you played yesterday, but I feel like you had a winner.
I had a split. I had the game total over, which was fairly. I mean, of course, the Knicks made it easy, but we talked it out here on the show. I think we both were in agreement that it should have been a little bit higher scoring. But I did, hard headed as I am, take a shot with the Cavs team total over,
Hmm.
which was
Now I
miserable.
remember.
So we went 1-1. It puts us ahead for the playoffs by 12 units. I remember you saying something. You're near with the cash on the other thing. You're probably 50.
Yeah, a little bit above 50. I think it's like 52 or 53.
Yeah, so we're about 64, 65 units to the good. And that's with me being in somewhat of a slump the last week. So thanks for carrying me through this one. I'll see if I can help out here. I think I can tonight and from here on out. But yeah, I will say one more thing. W last night. Got caught up with the Liberty. Not having Sabrina was put into the handicap, but losing Satu after 3 minutes and 50 seconds because she got sick on the floor wasn't in the handicap, and Portland got the best of them. So I don't know, Skee. We'll get to the W more tomorrow. I just don't know if it's time to maybe do a little reconsideration of Portland, or if that was just, I started thinking maybe the Liberty's a little bit old and back-to-backs in their case might not be the best thing. So we'll see, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, that Portland team, still figuring them out. But definitely wasn't a great spot for the Liberty yesterday. And seeing some people go down as well definitely didn't help out. All right, let's like you said, let's get to the NBA. We only have one game to talk about today, so it should be quick and easy. Spurs and Thunder. Open up 5.5, still 5.5. Total open 215.5. I see it either there or 216. Nobody on the injury report for the Spurs. AJ Mitchell still out for the Thunder. Jalen Williams questionable for OKC. Um, Man, that's two huge injuries right there. Those are two playmakers. I mean, we saw game. What was it? Game four. I know. Was it game four? Yeah, game
Mhm.
four. We saw the Spurs kind of play defense a little different on OKC, and like really, it felt like they had a really good game plan to how do I call it, to stun at Shea, get Shea to pick up the ball, and then also be able to get back to their man because it just wasn't so much other threats playmaking. Now with that said, it didn't look like the Thunder had any kind of counter during the game, but after watching the film, and I'm pretty sure they know who's going to be available for Game Five. I think they'll have made some kind of change, some kind of adjustment to be able to get some better offense flowing. Also, you shot. I mean, they had some good looks in that game. They just couldn't hit any of them. I mean, they shot, I think, 18% from three. So I do think you'll get some better offense from this Thunder side. Um, from the Spurs, I mean, they're not the side who's going to be making an adjustment. It's going to be more continuing to do what you're doing, which is, you know, they're playing good defense. We'll see if the Thunder counter that. But outside of that, they want to run every single chance they get. They're sprinting and trying to avoid OKC set defense. And I think after the defense, especially like OKC during the regular season, they play fast. In the playoffs, they have definitely slowed down. But I think they realize we need to get up and go before Wimby sits down in that paint. So I think the pace should be there for both teams. And I think the shot making should be better for some of these other guys. Even if they're not the best playmakers, the shot making should be better for these other guys from the Thunder at home. So I think it's a higher scoring game from a side perspective. It's tough when you don't have AJ Mitchell and J Dub there, but I would rather be on the side that is punching first tonight with the adjustments, and I think that's the Thunder. Any thoughts from you here, Vino? Spurs and Thunder.
Yeah, a couple of things. It's funny, Ski, how quickly injuries can turn the thought process of a series, right? Remember a couple of games ago, it was Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox, and Oklahoma City blew San Antonio out. They're up 2-1, and it looks like, man, with these injuries to their ball handlers, they're in trouble. Their guys come back. OKC's get hurt. OKC gets blown out. Now you're in a pivotal game 5, right? If you're Oklahoma City, this is really the game you have to have because you don't want to go back to San Antonio down 3-2. Just no way. Couple of things here. You mentioned how poorly OKC shot. San Antonio was miserable from the field, too. I mean, it was a low-scoring game. We had 3 straight overs in this series. A lot of pace, a lot of scoring, even with dry spells. I think we talked about that a little bit a couple of days ago. Even with some dry spells, they still were getting over the total. But in the game Monday night or Sunday night it was. I lose track of days here. San Antonio didn't shoot well at all. 38.9% from the field. Terrible, less than 40, 27.3 from 3. They did nothing special. They D'd up a little bit. And I will say this, watch a lot of film breakdown on that game. And Oklahoma City's probably happy that they're not up 2-1 with Scott Foster coming to referee again, because SGA takes a lot of heat for flopping. But when film is slowed down in that game, there's a lot of spots where Scott Foster could have blown a whistle. Fouls on SGA in his landing space, all kinds of stuff. They weren't really huge, aggressive grabbing spots, although there were a couple with Castle where he's just manhandling him and no whistle was blown. So the extender might have gotten,
He
into
did his job.
OKC's offensive heads a little bit.
Yeah, he did his job in the
He
previous
did
game.
his job,
You know why he
right?
was there.
And having San Antonio minus 2.5 that night, you're happy that he was there to do his job. Here, I'll say this. I'm with you kind of with OKC, home first punch. Got to get quick offense, especially if we know Mitchell's not playing, especially if Williams doesn't play. They have to have quick offense because it's hard to set up against this team. Refereeing could be different here tonight. It's Tony Brothers. We could see more whistles than we saw last game. Maybe SGA gets to the free throw line a little more. Not so sure. I want to make note of some secondary type players in this series and a reason why maybe we could see more offensive production. Keldon Johnson and Julian Champagnie, 2 really key secondary offensive players for the Spurs. 3 of 21 on threes the last 2 games. I mean, these guys are too good as shooters to go 3 for 21
the other
again.
one?
So
Keldon Johnson and who else?
Champagnie.
Champagnie. Wow.
Yeah, they're 3 of 21 combined last 2 games on threes. They're better than that. So even on the road, I think that these guys might pick it up a little bit. Let's add to that last game, because remember the big deal that was made of OKC 76 point performance off the bench, right? Oh, these guys are great off the bench. Last game, they weren't so great. Jared McCain and Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams, they were 2 of 17 and 1 of 12 from 3. Terrible. Now they're coming back home, role players at home. I expect a little more out of them. One last thing I want to add here as far as, isolating a spot in this game. San Antonio is 4-0 against the spread in the first quarter. OKC hasn't gotten off to quick starts at all in this series. I just have a hard time believing that they won't play well in the first quarter here, no matter who's in that starting lineup. I think they've realized the magnitude of the game. They've certainly got the players to do it. They've got the defense to do it. They're a 1.5-point favorite in the first quarter, win by a bucket. I know that if we lined it up on paper and we were choosing in the playground, we'd probably pick San Antonio's starting 5 before we'd pick OKC's. But I just think the motivational angle here, losing 4 straight first quarters just doesn't make a lot of sense to me here. So maybe that's worth a look. Last thing, if you're betting props, Chet Holmgren. I'm going to compare Chet Holmgren's performance in this series to what we saw out of Jalen Duren for Detroit. You expected a bunch, you got a little. Chet Holmgren hasn't done a thing he's been below average. Let's put it that way. I don't want to be extremely harsh, but he just hasn't done what he's paid to do. So there's a lot of reasons to think OKC can come back here. Obviously, the line's been bet down to -4 now because people are playing the uninjured side. I could lean a little bit to OKC first quarter. I could lean a little bit toward, like you were saying, game total over. Because I think this one, the pace will pick up again, and the shooting has to be better. Just on sheer, positive regression because it was so bad the last game. So that's where I lean, Skee. Haven't really come from pocket yet, but I am going to be putting up my $5 Tuesday play on this game. So it'll be up there. I'll have something out of what I talked about here. I'll make one last note. In the comment section yesterday, somebody said, I have good listening skills, and I picked out 4 plays out of what you guys said. So if you're listening and we're not bullied at the end of the show, you might be able to pick something out.
I love that. I love that comment. I got to go back and check it out. Big time. Appreciate you. Says, love your show, guys. Watch it daily. Appreciate you. And my bad, too. I guess I needed to refresh my odds screen. Yeah, I see -4, and I see 217 and a half out there right now. So, interesting movement. It is Tuesday, so you guys know if you've been around Tuesdays, not a lot happening in the best bet section, but $5 Tuesday, I have a top play up. If you have some of those listening skills, you might know what it is. You might want to come check it out. Be certain. You might want to, see what else I wrote about in there. Veno, he lets you know he's going to put his top play up as well. You can come check us out for $5. See if you want to rock with us longer. And we do have this promo still going. Double the NBA Core Vision 3 days for $59. A lot of different ways to get involved, and I do have this one as well. I continue to put this one out there. By the WNBA season, you get the rest of the NBA playoffs for free. And I got to let you guys know, close to 100 units in basketball so far. In 2026. So, Veno, I think we can wrap it up here, right?
We can wrap it up. It hit me when I was talking about the comment section. You know what the first comment was yesterday in our comment section, Skee? It was, damn, Veno's in a hoodie. I remember what I said to you after the show. I'm like, I didn't realize that I still had the hoodie on. But yeah, we threw a little change up there for you guys yesterday. $5 plays going up right now. You guys heard what we had to say on the game. I think that if you're going to get involved, if you want to get involved in the 45-23 combo plan, I have to believe that the slump ends for me here. And my accounts don't want to see me lose again. So remember when you said you hate losing yesterday? Yeah, I hate losing too. So we're going to turn that around here tonight. So again, Skee showed you the promos, and you can find us over there at WagerTalk.com. $5 for today's best bet.
All right, that'll wrap up the show. So, Veno, always appreciate you taking the time to cap the games with me. Helps my process. I'm sure help everybody else as well. Chat, we appreciate you. Best of luck, everybody, on all your action, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.